You know, growing up in Detroit, there weren't a lot of kids like me. Back then, especially in the neighborhood I grew up in, you just didn't tell people you were gay. It was hard. I got bullied a lot. And there were days where I felt like I didn't want to go on. Like maybe the world was better off without me in it. But I did go on. And now here I am, the first gay man on Mars. So, if you're a kid out there that feels like maybe you're broken somehow, like the world would be better off without you in it, I promise you, it's the world that's broken, not you. Now, I know there's probably gonna be a lot of people out there mad at me for saying this, but I don't know. I just feel like if somebody like me doesn't say it, who will? What's the point of sending people all the way out here if we can't look back on our own world and see it for what it could be?
They said someone defaced his mother's house in Detroit.
It's awful.
We made so much progress on so many things, and here we are.
I hate that this is happening to him too, but the truth is, he put himself and us in this impossible situation. We just lost seats in the midterms. The jobs bill is hanging by a thread, and if you want any shot at getting reelected, you can't touch this with a 10-foot pole. We have to find a way to change the narrative here.
What is the point? Being here. I can't even...
Ellen.
He should be allowed to serve his country.
I agree, but things can't just change on a dime. The country's not ready for that, Elle, and you know it better than anyone.
I never told you this, but on Apollo 24, when things were looking pretty bleak, I told Deke Slayton about Pam, about everything.
Wow.
I'll never forget the look on his face. It wasn't anger or even disgust. It was just disappointment. He said, never tell anybody else. It's all they'll see.
I'm sorry, Al. That's...
No, in his own way, he was just trying to help. He knew the price I'd pay.
Wait a second.
What?
There's a professor at Northwestern that did a paper on this. Right now, members of the military can be discharged if they admit to being gay, right?
Right.
But what if the question isn't allowed to be asked?
Oh, then they could serve their country with...
From now on, we don't ask. We don't pursue, we don't investigate.
Joint Chiefs will never go for it.
Oh, you're the commander-in-chief.
Even so, it'll go too far for the Republicans and not far enough for the Democrats.
It's the perfect compromise.
Piss off both sides and control the argument. Tom would have loved it.
Exactly.
It could be the first step to real progress. A baby step, but it would put a stop to the endless investigations, the harassment.
And you can do it by executive order.
and put the focus back on Mars.
Right.
What about Will Tyler? It wouldn't change a thing for him.
No, I wouldn't.
Good afternoon. I will be issuing an executive order prohibiting military personnel from attempting to discover the sexual orientation of any other service member. The order will also prohibit any gay members of the United States Armed Forces from disclosing their sexual orientation, and it will forbid openly gay persons from serving in the military.
Madam President, how does this decision impact the status of astronaut Will Tyler?
Major Tyler has served his country with distinction and honor. But his actions are a violation of current Department of Defense regulations, and he will be discharged from the Army upon his return.
Look, I know you're having fun with the guy, but he's married to the most powerful woman in the world. I don't know what you thought was happening.
Are you crazy?
But he's listening.
It's DC. Literally everyone is listening. God, I never should have told you.
Have you done in the Oval yet?
No. Okay, once.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just imagining the look on Nixon's face right now.
That would be something.
Where to?
DuPont Circle. Hey, you are not gonna believe what I just heard from Jeremy Zilke. Are you around? No. I gotta tell you in person. Okay, I'm on my way.
It's not easy sometimes, being your husband. I mean, I'm a national punchline. How are you gonna decorate the White House and Mrs. Wilson? What are you making Ellen for dinner tonight?
Oh, give me a break. And since when do you care about what other people think?
It's not about that. Look, I know this may be hard to understand, but my entire life, I've tried to be logical, make the smart move, the right move, but lately I keep feeling... I don't know.
Larry.
Please don't take this the wrong way, Elle. I'm so proud of everything that we've done. But the sacrifices that I've had to make, that you've had to make, that everyone close to us has had to make, your parents, your brother, Tom, Shirley, Pam, my family, my sisters, all so that you could get here.
What do you mean, Pam? What are you talking about?
Nothing. I didn't... all I was saying was that we've all sacrificed.
Pam left me for Elise.
Forget it. That wasn't my point.
What do you mean Pam sacrificed for me?
She did for you what you couldn't do for yourself.
What are you talking about?
She knew it was her or your career, but you couldn't have both.
Did you? Did you tell her to
No,
leave?
of course not. It was her decision.
But you knew about it. And you didn't tell me.
Oh, spare me the sanctimonious bullshit. Don't pretend like you're some passive participant in all this.
You lied to me. Both of you. How dare you make decisions for me? For my life?
Nothing was gonna stop you, Ellen. I knew it and Pam knew it.
I can't believe this.
But honestly, the best defense we have is what I'm looking at right now. You are everything America is supposed to be.
The question on many experts' minds is, will this lead to more American companies making deals with the Soviets? That's the fear on Wall Street today, as word of the Russo-Helios announcement has shocked the financial sector.
James, take me to Andrews, please.
Madam President, the fundraiser is still...
Just tell them I'm under the weather and I'm going back to the White House. We'll take the 707, no press.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Hi. Can I come in? So, this is weird. Shouldn't you be, like, negotiating a nuclear missile treaty right now or something? That was a hard letter to write. You lied to me. Yeah. Why? I know what it is to want something. So I just made it easier for you to go after the thing you really wanted. How generous of you. Oh, you didn't even put up a fight. You left me without saying a word to my face. I used to think a lot about what our life would be. Cute house with a little fence, a dog, maybe a cat, although I'd make you coffee in the mornings and then write out on the patio while you went to work. Sounds nice. Yeah, it would have been. But it wouldn't last. Eventually, you'd regret what you gave up. It would start trickling in after some argument we'd had. You'd think about it while you were in the shower, maybe stuck in traffic on your way to work, and it would just eat at you. And how could it not? I mean, you were headed for such great things. And I knew it. From the day I met you. So yeah, I gave you up. Because I thought maybe one day you can make a real difference for people like us. But I guess I was wrong. When I saw you being sworn in, I was so happy. You know, finally, things were going to change. But from that day on, I have just watched you make compromise after compromise.
Sometimes you have to settle for what's possible.
I wonder what the girl I met 20 years ago at the outpost would say about that. She had this fire, ready to take on anything and everything.
I'm not as powerful as you imagine. Look at me now. I had to sneak out of the house to visit the love of my life.
Well, it's good to hear you say that anyway. My guess is it's for you.
Madam President, you need to come with me. There's a developing situation.
They're on their way, Madam President.
Thank you, John.
Where have you been? You left town without telling anyone. No one had any idea where the hell you were.
Secret Service knew.
You mind telling me?
I went to see Pam.
Are you out of your mind?
Close to it.
How could you take a risk like that? What if someone leaks it? If the press finds out where you really were when this all was happening, it'll be a complete catastrophe.
So we're talking about my lack of discretion now?
Look, this situation on Mars has grabbed the spotlight, but the time it's over, my situation
Are you
is...
actually suggesting I take comfort from a disaster that might have killed 4 people?
Of course not.
And what are you saying?
I don't know.
Sign the NASA bill. It's the smart move. Because if the press were to find out about Larry's indiscretion, your political standing would evaporate even more than it already has, and I'd easily be able to override your veto. Now, I don't want to go that road if I don't have to. But make no mistake, I will use every tool at my disposal to make this bill law.
There is one way out. I'll call a press conference, and I'll confess to the world that I had an affair with Jeremy. I'll tell them you knew nothing about it, that you didn't know that I was gay, that it was all on me. I betrayed my loving wife, whose only sin was falling for a lying philanderer.
Oh, Larry, you can't do that. You'd be a...
What, a pariah? A laughingstock? A national joke? I'm getting used to that.
I can't let you do this.
Give me a chance to make things right.
There.
Hi. What time is it?
It's a little after 9. You want me to take him up to bed?
No, that's okay. I can do it. Oh, come on, pal. You ready? Oh. Ready? Oh, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, you're heavy. Good. Scratches.
Larry. About tomorrow. You don't have to do this. We can find another way.
We've been over that. There is no other way. I want to do this. I need to. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I'd like to share something. I have something I'd like to share with you all.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank the American people for their support over the last 2 years. Together, we've achieved great things, making America energy independent, sharply reducing greenhouse gases, and developing new technologies that will assure the United States remains a dominant superpower well into the 21st century. And of course, there is our first manned mission to Mars. And despite the recent casualties, our journey to the Red Planet will go down in history as a remarkable achievement, equal to the Lewis and Clark expedition, Ferdinand Magellan circumnavigating the Earth, and Alexei Leonov landing on the moon in June of 1969. And yet, after all we have accomplished, I come before you today to confess that I have failed you because I lied to you. And in doing so, I broke the covenant of trust that is essential between a president and the American people. I not only failed to tell you the truth, I also failed to protect the men and women serving bravely in our armed forces. I failed to stand up for some of our most vulnerable fellow citizens who faced acts of prejudice and discrimination. And I failed to defend the rights and the dignity of Will Tyler, a brave American hero, serving his country on the surface of Mars at this very moment. And I failed someone very close to me because I was afraid to stand up and tell the truth. I failed because I feared what people would think of me, and I failed to trust the compassion and judgment of you, the American people. I underestimated you. And for that, I am truly sorry. I cannot correct my past mistakes, but I can stop lying to you right here, right now, and give you the simple truth. I'm gay. And I have been since the day I was born.
Reactions to President Wilson's speech have varied across the political spectrum, with rallies in every major city. Some have marched in support of the nation's first gay president, while vocal counter-protests denounce her as a dangerous influence.
The Wilson administration followed the president's address to the nation with an announcement today that she will sign an executive order to allow gay men and women to openly serve in the military. She also announced she will bestow a Presidential Medal of Freedom on Will Tyler for his extraordinary service to his country on Mars and for his courageous stand on gay rights.
Madam President, the Vice President is here to see you.
Send him in. Hello, Jim.
Madam President? After yesterday's statement, you need to know the reality of the situation.
Of course.
Talk of impeachment has been gaining a great deal of momentum. Almost all Republicans in both houses of the Congress are strongly in favor. They feel betrayed, lied to.
Pretty sure being dishonest about my sexuality falls short of high crimes and misdemeanors.
I think it would be wise to spare yourself and this country the humiliation of a nasty impeachment proceeding and assured conviction in the Senate.
It takes a 2/3 vote. With enough Democratic support, I can survive a trial in the Senate.
You really want to put your fate in the hands of a party we've been fighting tooth and nail for the last 2 years?
What are you suggesting, Jim?
That you resign from office and save the Republican Party from an apocalypse in the next election.
And I'm sure you're ready and willing to replace me?
This has nothing to do with what I want. We are under assault.
I'm under assault.
I will do everything in my power to protect your legacy. I assure you of that.
You don't give a shit about my legacy. Or me. I know for a fact you're already planning to support the Speaker's bill to defund NASA.
Well, I'm sorry to state the obvious, but if you haven't noticed, Mars is an abject disaster. It has been a circus from the start. First Will Tyler, then this Russian love child, not to mention the fact that 7 people have died.
We didn't do these things because they are easy, but because they are hard. I won't allow you to destroy everything we've worked so hard to build.
And I won't allow you to destroy the Republican Party.
Maybe it needs a little destroying. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
And may I add your political troubles?
No, you don't have to.
There is famous Russian saying. In English, it would be, I ran from the wolf, but ran into the bear.
There indeed.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Поздравляю.
Goodbye, Mikhail.
Hey. Hey. So, what do we do now?